If you're a small business owner who, like me, sells online and also at in-person craft fairs, and you have concerns about things like your home address being on return labels, or you want to expand into local pickups, but you're really concerned about people just showing up at your house to pick things up. Well, hi, I'm Bill from the Craft Fair Insider. I've been selling online and in person since around 2016, and stay tuned because I have some thoughts. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's video on local pickups and or hiding our home addresses, which is something really important to most of us as home-based business owners. It doesn't matter if you sell online exclusively or online and in person. Having that privacy for your business, I think, is really important. There's a couple pretty straightforward things that I'm going to talk about, and then some things that may or may not work for you. I do want to give one caveat though. This video is really specific to those that are, I guess, just in the United States. The reason I'm saying that is there are other places in the world where you are legally required to have your business address, and if that happens to be your home address, then your home address, visible for everyone to see. So make sure to check the local laws wherever you are viewing from. And before I dive into it, I'm going to give the usual plugs. If you like this video and if there's something that works for you, please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe so you can be notified when these new videos hit. Okay, all that fun stuff's out of the way, so let's dive into it. I'm going to start with something pretty straightforward, a P.O. box, which I have for my business as well. So I know some people don't want to get a P.O. box because they don't want to see P.O. box number as part of their address, because there's some feeling that it's not a real business or they just don't like the look of it. In many cases, when you sign up for your P.O. box, you can ask to have a street address associated with it. Okay, so what that means is you're not literally going to have to put P.O. box on your return addresses. You would put basically the physical street address of your post office, and then you can add something like unit 1234, just number 1234. Your local post office will let you know what will work for that physical street address. So it would be your business, 123 Main Street, number 1427, city, state, and zip. And that feels a lot more like a real address to people if you are sending things off online, or if you want to have that as the address for your shop on your online business. There is a P.O. box, with the post office, but other things like if there's a UPS store by you, and sometimes you can even have like a local mom and pop mailing shop where you use their address, and it's the same format. You just give the box number without saying box or anything like that. So if somebody, Googles the address, they'll see it's usually like a strip mall or something like that, and then that'll hide your physical address from all of your customers, which is great. Let's say you want to start doing local pickups because you have a wide variety of followers in your local neighborhood, and I don't know, you feel guilty about the high prices of shipping, and it's only going 2 miles away, so you want to make that convenient for your shoppers. So there's a couple things you could do, and this is where people that both sell online and in person have some great options. First of all, if you are doing craft fairs, I did a video, I think a week or two ago about the one page that you should have on your website. Now that one didn't get a lot of attention, but I think it's a really important video. And basically that is saying that if you have a website and you also sell at in-person craft fairs, you should have an events page showing where you are going to be next. That way, if you are selling online and you want to give the pickup option, you can refer people to your events page and have them tell you, well, where am I going to pick up my item? So, oh, they see that you're at the Christmas Bazaar at the local church on, Saturday. I'll meet you there. That could be part of the listing if you have a comments field, or you can ask them to email you. The only downside to that is what happens if they don't show up. But I think in a lot of cases, people are going to come and actually do the pickup. And who knows, maybe they'll even get an additional item or two while they're there if they see something that maybe they didn't see on your website. So it could give you some additional sales. And it's also getting the person out to the craft fair, and they're getting used to your website. So, there's a lot of bonuses to having pickup at the local craft fair, market, whatever it is. So just have a plan in place for what happens if they don't show up. I would probably reach out one time, maybe send them an invoice for the shipping, and they can pay that, and then you can ship it out, or maybe they'll be at the next market. Worst case scenario, you just do a refund on that and put it back into stock and kind of move on. The next one is going to vary depending on where you are, but I know a lot of police stations do have an area that is set up specifically for internet exchanges. So with people doing Facebook Marketplace or eBay off of your website, things like that, people feel a lot more comfortable going into a police station where the cops are and doing that exchange. So you could, schedule time to meet the person there at the local exchange and do the trade-off. And maybe even if they don't have something super formal, I know a lot of police stations will at least have a lobby. So you say, hey, I can meet you in the lobby of the police station. Give them a jingle, see if that will be okay with them. I'm sure they're going to be fine with that kind of exchange. You do the trade-off, and then everybody is off on their way. The next one down, in terms of favorability, I'll call it, would be, finding like a big box store parking lot, and you meet there, broad daylight kind of thing. I'll meet you at the local Walmart in front of the grocery entrance, and you do your exchange right there, and then you could be on your way from there. So those are things that are, going to hide your address. You don't have to express it to anybody. You can just tell them what the local pickup spots are, meet, exchange, and sort of be on your way. My last suggestion is probably a little bit unorthodox, but it's something that could benefit both you and the local community. If you have like a downtown district in your area, with lots of little, independent shops, small businesses, things like that, go around and introduce yourself to the owners and see if you could set up some kind of arrangement to do a package pickup at their store. So if you think about things like Amazon lockers, a lot of times they are in other retail stores. For me, there were some in like CVS's, drugstores, things like that. And what that does is, for the store, it gets people physically going into a place that maybe they haven't been before. So if they are willing to do that and you can drop off your items, the person then would come in and figure out what makes sense for you. Personally, I would want to do some kind of signature uh, so that the person signs for it, or they have to present the matching receipt with a code or something like that to give to whoever's at the small shop, and then they'll be able to exchange that. So hopefully for that person, then they will get to walk around the store a little bit, somewhere they haven't been before, and possibly even buy something. Um, and if it's a really good relationship, if the items that you sell aren't in direct competition with that small business owner shop, maybe there's other things you could expand into. And I'll probably do a video in the future about this, but you could do consignment, or they could do a trial run. Maybe you give them a display stand or something like that for your items, and you have a small selection of items that you keep in stock there, and then it's also that local pickup area. So you're saving money on shipping for both you and the customer, because in a lot of cases when we're doing our online sales, we're because of how expensive in the US postage is getting, particularly with the last price increase with the post office in July 2025, we're probably skittish about going too much further because people are already freaking out about high prices. I know for me, I charge counter prices. Last time I was in the post office, actually, I had some woman in front of me who was harassing the poor post office counter person. I felt really bad for her about the price of just mailing a package. Uh, People are willing to spend money on shipping if they really want an item. A lot of times it's not a barrier, but nonetheless it's there. But we're probably charging just for shipping. Hopefully you are at least charging enough to cover boxes, packing material, and things like that. But if you're just looking at shipping, you are losing money on each of those. It's eating into your profits. So if you don't have all that boxing and bubble wrap and all that fun stuff, maybe it's just a bag that you put it in, or maybe you just give it over to the store and the store will, bag it up for you, whatever the arrangement is. Ultimately, it's going to be cheaper for everybody all around and more profitable for you. So hopefully this video has given you a couple ideas, different ways that you can go ahead and start testing the waters with local pickups. Make sure to like the video, and again, subscribe so you can be notified when new videos come out. And good luck out there, everybody.